Hey everyone, Laurel here, Minnesota Zone 5A. Just thought I'd give you an update on my seeds. I potted a bunch of things. Snapdragons, I have two different varieties, Potomac Red and Butterfly Bronze. I separated each of those out. They originally were sown between maybe 3 of these cells. So they each are in their own cell. They're doing well. Comfrena is also doing great. We'll see if I get to separating those today. Maybe I'll do a few of them. I potted up or bumped up the annuals. So we've got, well, this is perennial, Dalmatian Cream, Foxglove, 5 of those. This is one of the Caramel Mix Rudbeckia, and then the Purple Prince Alternanthera. One of them did not make it, sadly, so I will have 2. And then a bunch of the bell peppers. This is 2 varieties of the bell peppers that were getting big that I bumped up. I also used the empty cells from this tray to separate the cabbage. These are ornamental cabbage. This is African daisy, these 4. We've got Salanova lettuce. And then I seeded some basil, 3 different kinds of basil. I have emerald, this is I think regular Italian Genovese basil. This is Emerald Towers, new one for me this year. And then this is the Pesto Besto basil that I had saved seeds from my plants. And then that's a purslane or ice plant. I don't recall the variety, but I had it as an annual last year. Shallots are doing well. And then the geraniums and the rest of the caramel rudbeckia are getting pretty big. I checked the roots. They're not filling these pots yet, so I'm going to keep them in here a while longer. We do have some temperatures in the 30s, lows in the 30s coming up at the end of next week, so it just makes it easier to bring them back and forth outside into the porch when it gets cold, and then overnight, because I don't want to risk damaging anything. But they are looking really great, very healthy, so pleased with that. And then I will give you a little peek at kind of what I use to pot things up. So I am separating out my other tray of peppers and potting those up. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this one yet because this one just germinated and that's too small. When you pot them up, you want to make sure they have at least 1 set of true leaves. Those are the actual pepper leaves. These have 2 sets. These all have 2 sets of leaves. You can see this one, these are the cotyledon leaves. Those are what first sprout from the seed. And then they have the first set of true leaves. That's every set that comes after the cotyledon. So these little teeny ones here are their true leaves. You can see that hopefully. So this one is sort of iffy. I will probably just pot it up because I do have extras and we'll see how it does. I did that with one of the Chinese giant. Over here, it hadn't sprouted all of its true leaves yet, but the rest of these have. I reuse these little annual containers and just write what it is on the side. That makes it easy to give them away too. I have King of the North, Chinese giant, King of the North, Wisconsin Lakes, Orange Bell. Those are what I'm doing today. And I have my big oil change tub or whatever it is here. And this little guy I used to kind of poke these out of the cells so it gets in there really well, kind of in the edge. And then I won't do it all the way because I need 2 hands, but I just sort of gently prop up the soil. I forget what this is called. It was in like a gardener's kit my aunt had and she never used it, so she gave it to me. This is the marker I use to write on the tags. Garden marker. I got mine at Bachman's if you're local to the Twin Cities. They're on Amazon. I've seen them at other garden centers as well, locally. And I think in Texas when I visit my sister, they're all over the place. So easy to find. Like a Sharpie, but it's just more weather resistant. They do fade eventually, but they last a lot longer than a regular Sharpie, and they're only a few bucks. I will also use painter's tape and with the garden marker, write the varieties on the tape, clip it, and like this one, I just stick it on the side. And then I am going to be starting some more seeds today. So we're going to do cabbage. Red acre I grow. It's red eating cabbage, but I like it as an ornamental. I'm going to do probably just plant one Copenhagen Market green cabbage. If I have extras, I'll give them away. I haven't grown amaranth before, so I'm excited to try that. These are 4 o'clock seeds that I saved from the plants I grew last year. So we're going to get those started. Alyssum Gold Dust. I thought that one looked cool. Alyssum's pretty easy to grow, I found anyway. Mahogany Splendor Hibiscus. That's an annual here. Tithonia. Strawberry Blonde Marigold. That's my favorite marigold. So I'm going to use this one up, and then that's a new packet. And then I have these old New Look Dusty Miller seeds that I don't think are any good. I'm just going to sprinkle all of them into one cell and see if anything takes. So we'll see how that goes. I don't really have high hopes. But when I pot things up, I use regular potting soil. This stuff, Kellogg Gardens, it's raised bed and potting mix. That's great. So is their regular potting mix. I had bought some of the Proven Winners potting soil on clearance when garden centers, garden tents were closing out last year. I love I talked about these before, were earthworm castings. They're at Costco right now, but I have started to see them a lot more at big box stores as well, hardware stores. So earthworm castings are great. And then this is the variety I just had on hand from last year. It's chicken poo, organic plant starter plant food. So it has chicken poo in it as the main fertilizer. I just feel like most fertilizers are some kind of poo. So I will show you when I'm all done with that. Okay, it is the next day. I got all my seed potting up done. I started a new tray of seeds, just that I kind of show you what I did. I have a whole tray of peppers here, and then I had some extra space, so I started separating the gomphrena. This one was pretty small, so I just had it share a spot. This pepper, the one that had just germinated, I decided just to go ahead and transplant and empty that tray. Don't know if it will survive, but as you can see, I have plenty of peppers in case it doesn't. I did an entire tray of Gomphrena Carmine, which is my favorite. Those are 12 of them. I also have my overwintering cold-tolerant annuals out here. So there are 3 mums. There's one there, there, and there. That is the Cerveza and Lime Plectranthus. That half of it died indoors due to my neglect, but it's a tough plant, so it'll bounce back. And you can see it's already sprouting all along the stems here, so I'll give it a trim. It'll be fine. Won't even know by midsummer. And then 2 geraniums, and I noticed one of them has even put out a bloom. That is the, what was that one? Calliope Rose Mega Splash that I grew last year. I forget the name of this one, but it has orange blooms. Really stunning leaves in the sun. This like chartreuse color with the bronze center. Love that one. And then these are the lemon ball sedum. This one is blooming, which is good. I've been seeing some early pollinators, so I'm glad to have some early blooms for them. They stay out on the porch. They're not hardy here at all, but on the porch I think it stays just warm enough for them to barely survive. And then this is a Dusty Miller. That's the one I had started from seed from that seed packet where I dumped a whole bunch of them into a cell that's really old. I don't know if they'll germinate or not. New Look, that's the variety. But that overwinters on the porch, and I just cut back. There's dead I need to cut back. I cut out all the dead, and it just kind of keeps sprouting. Just have to keep them watered, that's all. I did buy a pack of Dusty Miller from Menards, a little 6-pack, just your general kind, and then I up-potted that Creeping Jenny. I'll use that in a container. Rosemary, I don't know. That one just kept hanging on, so I haven't thrown it out. And then here are my other seedlings that I did separate a bunch of the Gomphrena into their own cells. I didn't get to do these guys. They'll just have to wait a little while, but soon it will be warm enough where things can just pretty much stay outside. I just don't have that much space under the grow lights once I start separating things. These peppers that I potted up last week are doing really great. They're getting very big, looking very healthy. This is the Delphinium. So I think I updated on all this already, but here we go again. So everything looking good. I have a whole nother cell of snapdragons there coming along in addition to this whole tray. So I will probably have some snapdragons to give away this year for sure, along with the peppers and then the basil also. I end up with a lot. It's amazing though, even the cotyledon leaves, when basil first sprouts, it smells like basil. Very cool. So anyway, that is all. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.